This episode of App Judgment is brought to you by GameFly.
Welcome to App Judgment, Revision 3's mobile phone application review show. I'm Eileen, and today we're going to take a look at iPhone 4.0 with our friend Graham, who's one of our editors.
Hey guys.
Who actually has the beta. So I'm so excited for you to show it off. He showed it to me a couple days ago, and I was obviously most excited about multitasking and folders, which I'm sure the Android people are like, haha, whatever, we know about all of that. But it's pretty exciting for us iPhone users.
Right, Apple says that they're late to this multitasking game, but they're going to try to be the best, even though it's kind of like cut and paste was.
Yeah.
What they did is on Thursday, or last week, they announced 7 tentpole features, or I guess what they called it, tentpoles.
Okay, yeah.
And multitasking was the first one, the biggest one that everybody's excited about. Of course, with the beta firmware that I've got here on my phone, a lot of the multitasking features aren't working because the apps have to be updated to support the APIs that are allowed to multitask on the iPhone platform.
Okay, well that makes sense.
So I would love to demo Pandora and show you how Pandora can run in the background, but they haven't updated Pandora yet.
Okay.
So,
but how about folders? Let's maybe at least start. Well, can you actually show?
Well, I can actually show you a part of multitasking that is working, which is fast app switching.
Okay.
When you double tap the home button, it lifts up the whole home screen, and you can see the apps that you've opened recently.
Oh.
And
those are all running currently.
Well, they're actually frozen.
Frozen.
When you exit out of the app, instead of closing the app now, it freezes the state of the app and minimizes it, so that if I was doing something important, say in Facebook, I was writing something and then I got a phone call and it closed Facebook. Well, in the past I would have lost what I was writing unless there was some special code to remember that.
Right.
But now it'll just go back to exactly where I was.
Where you were.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay.
So that's one of the few multitasking features that are actually working in the beta firmware.
Okay. And then how about folders?
Folders. Now this, like you, I was the most excited about folders because I've been wanting to organize apps. I've been wanting to kind of hide away those default apps that you can't delete on the phone. And so...
Well, there's so many apps too that I delete that I don't always use, but I know that I have in the background. But because I keep adding apps, especially for this show, I just delete them. But now I don't think I have to anymore. No,
and now they say that in the past you were limited to 9 pages or so of apps. Now you can have all of your apps in folders and have over 2,000 apps on your phone.
And how many apps per folder? It's 12?
You can have 12, I think. So you tap on a folder, I've already created one here, and you see that there are 12 apps right here. And this folder is named Utilities.
Okay.
And it's because when I created this folder, I dragged Google over on top of Dragon Dictation.
Oh, okay.
And it created Utilities.
So it created that for you.
It
gave you that
automatically
name.
named it.
And now, can you rename that if you wanted to?
I can.
Oh, okay.
And it's as simple as how you used to move apps around on 3.0. You hold it down, and everything starts to kind of wiggle.
Oh, there you go.
And you can rename the folder if you want.
Okay.
So to create a folder, all you have to do is drag, like you've always done, you're very used to doing this, drag an app over the top of another app and it'll start glowing like that.
Oh my
and when you let go, it creates the folder. And see, I dragged Facebook over Skype, and it created a folder called Social, because those are two sort of social apps. They kind of mesh together.
That is really cool. That is very handy. I cannot wait for this.
And then it rearranges all of your apps to fit there.
Now you said that there are 7 new features to the new iPhone OS that will come out, I believe, later in the summer. Is that what they're saying? They're
saying, yes, later this summer. If last year's any indication, it'll be right after the Worldwide Developers Conference, probably mid-June or so, when it'll launch.
Now, big thing on the phone is games, and there's something called the Game Center, right?
Yes.
Now, we can't really show it, but you want to just tell us what it is?
Yes, they announced this Game Center as one of those tentpole features, and it's sort of like their version of Xbox Live or the PlayStation Home Network. It is a way for you to add your friends that also have iPhones or iPads. I'm assuming this will work on iPads as well. And it'll be something where if I see my friends online, I can say, hey, do you want to play Words with Friends? Do you want to? It's sort of like an official way of doing what a lot of the developer or third-party apps were already doing. Like with Plus, and I think Words with Friends had their own system.
So what's going to happen to them?
Who knows? It's sort of like, well, once you make something official, what happens to the third-party things? So, or will they adapt, and adopt the new system? That's probably what'll happen. But
Now, another feature, email, right?
Right.
Okay.
I think a lot of people are going to be excited about this. The unified inbox is a new feature.
Okay.
The fact that in the past, if you had a whole bunch of email addresses on your iPhone, you had to check them individually. Now, there's an inbox at the very top that says all inboxes.
Nice.
And it'll filter all of the email that you've had put in into one inbox, and you can check them all at the same time. Or you can do it the old way.
Yeah.
It's up to you.
Anything else we should know about iPhone 4.0?
I think this is just the beta firmware, so there are some glitches, and I've had it crash once or twice, but above all, I think it's very fast, it's very snappy. A couple of little things that I've noticed are that apps like Foursquare and Gowalla are much more responsive because of the background location, which is another multitasking feature.
So tell us about that.
The fact that now your phone will almost always know where it is in the general area because of which cell phone towers it's hooked up to or it's connecting to. So now Foursquare and Gowalla will almost immediately know what you're close to when you launch those apps.
Oh, that's awesome. So there's no like waiting around, especially with Gowalla. It takes forever.
It doesn't have to activate your GPS anymore, though it can to get a more accurate reading, but it will automatically know where you are once you launch the app.
That is awesome.
Pretty nice.
Very cool. Well, Graham, thank you so much for showing us iPhone 4.0, the beta. There's many changes, and you know, I'm sure you're working with the bugginess right now. But you
sort of brave to install beta firmware on my phone that I use all the time, but it's working
very
okay.
very cool to give us a preview of what's to come.
No problem.
All right. Well, AppJudgment is brought to you by GameFly.
Hey gamers! GameFly is the largest online video game rental service and offers you a choice from over 7,000 new and classic titles across all consoles and handhelds. With plans starting at $15.95 a month, GameFly members can rent 1 to 4 games at a time and keep them for as long as they like. There are no late fees, no due dates, and shipping is always free. If you really like the game you're playing, simply click Keep It on the GameFly website and the game is yours at a discounted price. AppJudgment fans get a 15-day free trial when they go to www.gamefly.com/appjudgment.